You guys are all furthering the future of job creation and the future of HR tech with your roles in your companies. Tell us a bit about what you're doing to work with policymakers in the government to push that forward in the upcoming year, and if you have any advice for the other founders and people in this audience for what they can be doing to push this forward and kick the ball down the field, please share it.
I'll start. So forward, of course, like as I mentioned, our primary goal is to connect the tech community to members of Congress. Not too long ago, we actually had a national event, a DC fly-in, where we flew in 80 of our supporters, who were all CEOs, entrepreneurs of tech companies, to meet with their members of Congress and to basically stress to them the importance of immigration reform and how their companies are suffering because of it, because of talent lost. So for us, it's very important to engage the broader tech community, to engage you as founders, the CEOs, those who are actually starting businesses here in the U.S. and bringing revenue to the members of Congress, their districts, essentially, and as a constituent, let them know that it's important for them to address this issue. So that's one thing that we're doing from our end. In terms of how it looks for us in 2014 as an organization, the mobilization component is something that we do on the field with the broader tech community. But in addition to that, we, of course, are educating the tech community as far as what the bill looks like, how it directly impacts them, what we're looking at in the future in terms of our chances based on what we know. Our predictions, essentially, of what immigration reform is really going to look like and how that impacts everyone. We know that we suffer in terms of competing globally because we are turning away a lot of this talent, so to speak, and in turn, Silicon Valley is suffering. Everybody wants to come here, but they can't start their businesses here. So we're seeing a jump in other countries such as Chile and China and Singapore, who are and Canada, who are offering services, incentives to entrepreneurs to start their businesses there. And so we want that to change, of course, because we know that if we are, in fact, to pass comprehensive immigration reform, that we will see a huge jump in terms of tax revenue, of course, and just over the course of 10 years, we're looking at a jump of about, I believe, $16 billion. So for us, it's important to address the issue legislatively because, it does affect our economy, and we want policymakers to know that. And the only way that we can actually do that is if we engage the tech community to be that voice, and we set out the platform for the tech community to do that.
So I think there's so much potential about what we can do as sort of a collective group, and we at Guild have been fortunate to get a fair amount of press over our lifetime, and it's been great. But every now and then, I get contacted by academics that say, Guild and SmartRecruiters, you're whitewashing the problem. What about all you're doing is placing people that already made it there, right? They already have the skills that everyone wants, and they're in the country, and they're hireable. What about all the people that didn't make it there? Not because they couldn't have, they didn't have the potential, but they simply didn't have the opportunity. And I think that's a little bit unfair to say that we're responsible for that as a single company, but we are responsible for that as a group. And in that respect, I'm happy to announce a couple of things. One is that Guild has started a partnership with a great group called Girls Who Code, where they're using our system with our actual customer success team to go find amazing real working developers around the country to be instructors for their courses. Doing it because we think they're a great group, and we think it would be wonderful to increase the representation of women in STEM fields. And in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be in Washington at the White House to basically brainstorm ideas about how do we increase STEM representation from underrepresented groups. That's gender, that's race, that's socioeconomic status, that's regionalism. There just isn't any good reason why we're not making the most of our workforce. These aren't things that turn into products overnight, and so maybe there isn't an amazing new tool that our customers will be making use of tomorrow, but there's a responsibility from the insights that we're able to gain from our data, from the partners that we have a chance to work with, to really bring some expertise to bear and inform the White House, and it would be great, the legislature and so forth, on where we should be going, where we should be thinking 5 years from now or 20 years from now.
Yeah, 99% of our customers, of our 60,000 customers, are outside the Silicon Valley. And don't think that because you're not a hot startup in Palo Alto, hiring is easy, right? It's not true. It's really not true. You are, I don't know, I was talking, one of our customer is called Windows Energy One, right? And they're based out of Texas. And they are looking to expand because they have a good business, right? And they just cannot find salespeople. So here you have an entrepreneur who is a company with 50 people, and they want to hire another salesperson to conquer another market, and they're like, it's so hard to find good people, right? So if you are a small business in America today, and small businesses are the ones who create jobs, not the big ones. Small businesses are the ones who create jobs. If you're a small business in America today, hiring looks like 100 days and $3,500 in average to make a hire, and you have a 30% chance of making a mistake as measured by first-year turnover, right? So if you're a business owner, what do, right? Well, you're going to create a job if really you have no choice, right? Because if you can avoid that mountain, you're like, do we really need to hire this person? And I think this is the one thing that, as a community in HR Tech, the one thing that we can do and we can change is make hiring easy. Give this entrepreneur the talent they need to grow their business and create more jobs. 4 million open jobs in the US today. It's a shame.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm in total agreement with that. For us specifically, going to look at our Senate bill that passed, we are actually helping, or the legislature is actually trying to streamline this process, as mentioned, so allow entrepreneurs again to hire this talent. And so currently the U.S. doesn't have a visa for entrepreneurs, so no visa for those who are looking to actually start a business here. And so through the bill that passed, we're looking at two forms of visas, new visas that were introduced in April. So that's the X visa for entrepreneurs who would like to again start a business here, and then also we're looking at the EB1, I believe, which is a visa that allows those to seek legal permanent residency. And so with these options, we feel like this problem, this disconnect may be able to, to fix the problem, or if not fix, streamline, as I mentioned. So for us, it is very important to address these issues and also address the concerns of entrepreneurs, again, through the policy end. But I just wanted to piggyback on that comment.